We present DeepVID, a model interpretation approach that brings together the power of deep learning and visual analytics. DeepVID consists of three main visualization components. The teacher view presents all data instances and exploration with the TSNE view, the image grid view, the confusion matrix view, and the probability distribution view. This view reveals the performance of the study classifier and allows users to interactively select instances of interest for analysis and interpretation. The VAE view contains two subviews. The parallel coordinates plot presents the latent vector of the selected image and empowers users to interactively explore the latent space and flexibly define the sampling band. The neighbor view demonstrates 144 neighbors evenly sampled from all the generated neighbors using the VAE model. Those neighbors are ordered into a 12 by 12 grid and sorted from top left to bottom right to present the feature trend encoded in them. The student view visualizes the linear student model trained from the sampled neighbors. The first column of images shows the 10 weight matrices for the 10 classes of the linear model, whereas the second column of images shows the result of multiplying the 10 weight matrices with the image of interest. This view also demonstrates the student's predicted probability for the image of interest, which reveals how closely the student can mimic the teacher's behavior. From the TSNE view, we can see the clusters for digit 4 and 9 are much closer than other clusters, indicating the stronger similarity between digit 4 and 9. Through lasso selections, digits on the boundary of these two clusters can be selected into the image grid view. By clicking different images in the image grid view, we can see the teacher's predicted probability for those images. For example, the classifier in this study is the LeNet, and the currently selected digit 4 is misclassified as digit 9 by the classifier. The parallel coordinates plot shows the latent vector of the selected digit 4. We can explore the 10-dimensional latent space by adjusting the value on different latent dimensions. For example, the current dimension controls the bold and slim style of the digit. From the neighbor view, we can see the smooth transition of the generated neighbors from digit 4 to digit 9, indicating the neighbors are on the decision boundary between digit 4 and 9. When the temperature value is 3, the student model cannot accurately mimic the teacher's behavior. After some explorations on this hyperparameter, we set it to 10 as default, and the student model achieves similar performance with the teacher. From the interpretation provided by this trained student, we can see that the misclassification is because the classifier highlights pixels at the top part of digit 9 and suppresses pixels on the little tail of digit 4, which makes the selected image look more like a digit 9. From the interface, users can conveniently adjust different hyperparameters and see how they affect the training. Here we demonstrate the effects of two hyperparameters, the weight initializer and the model optimizer. Users can also start their exploration by selecting images of interest from the confusion matrix view. Here we select the non-diagonal cells to check the misclassified images in the image grid view. From there, one can select different images for further exploration. For example, we select a bold digit 1 to investigate why it was misclassified as digit 8 by the classifier. From the interpretation provided by the student, we can see the pixels in the two holes of the digit 8 are suppressed by the classifier, making the selected bold digit 1 look more like a digit 8. We have also used DeepVID to interpret different drawings from the Google Quick Draw game. For example, from the confusion matrix view, we can select an instance of the triangle image and an instance of the square image and use DeepVID to investigate how the classifier differentiated them. From the neighbor view, we can see how the generated neighbors are smoothly morphing from the triangle to the square. The weight matrix for the square class highlights pixels in the position of the 4 edges and suppresses pixels in the position of the triangle edges. When multiplying the triangle image with this weight, only the bottom edge of the triangle is extracted and the probability of being a square is very low. However, when multiplying the square image with this weight, all four edges of the square could be extracted and the probability of being a square is very high. The weight matrix for the triangle class can be analyzed in the same way. We also explored and compared other classes in this data set, such as the circle and the smiley face examples shown here. The SLUB-A dataset contains 200,000 human face images and is much more complicated than the other two datasets. By combining three binary attributes of the images, we train a teacher model with A classes and use DeepVID to investigate this classifier. The TS&E view shows clear cluster structures of different classes. It also reflects the unbalanced number of samples in each class. For example, the number of faces with glasses is very small. Clicking different cells of the confusion matrix allows us to quickly explore images in different classes and identify images with false predictions. For example, the currently selected image of class 4 is misclassified as class 5. To better preserve the complicated features of SLUB-A, we use 100-dimensional latent vectors when training the deep feature consistent VAE, and the 100 dimensions are presented as 100 axes in the PCP view. From the header of this view, one can easily change the sampling band and the number of neighbors to be generated. In the current example, the difference of the generated neighbors is majorly in the eyeglass region, and those small feature variances in those neighbors can effectively probe the behavior of the classifier. From the student view, we can see how the weight matrix for class 5 identifies the eyeglass feature in comparison with the weight matrix for class 4. Using the index of different images, we can quickly select two images of interest and investigate what features make the classifier differentiate them. In the current example, image 8170 is differentiated from image 1682, majorly due to its blonde hair feature. More detailed explanations about the above cases can be found in our paper and supplementary material. Thanks for watching.